Hello, I'm Cross, your host, and today we've uncovered these amazing artifacts known as Dragon Balls. What are Dragon Balls? Well, to learn what they are, we will need to both rewind and then fast forward time from our last video and learn the exact lore on Dragon Balls. Here I bring you what we know about Dragon Balls, the facts from the manga, interviews, and even some non-canon. The best way to learn about these magical artifacts is to first go to where they really began. So here's a history lesson. Here is the origin of the Dragon Balls. The year was 41 of the sacred calendar. The dragon god Zalama created the Super Dragon Balls, also known as the Wishing Orbs. These are flawless spheres, which are slightly over 37,196 kilometers in diameter, or 23,112 miles for my English viewers in America. These orbs are light yellow with red star marks within them. These star marks are a part of a pattern that Zalama created known as the refractive structure. This allows the stars to always face any person who looks at it, no matter the angle. These stars also range from 1 to 7. Super Dragon Balls, however, only work when you chant a special phrase in the language of the gods. Doing so will cause the eternal dragon of the Super Dragon Balls to appear and grant you one wish without any limitations. Once a wish is granted, the Super Dragon Balls will scatter across both Universe 6 and 7, no matter their location. Note, in English, it is implied that it is in fact Zalama who manifests to grant the wish itself. Now for the Namekians and the creation of the Namekian Dragon Balls. Long ago, with an unspecified amount of time that predates the story of Dragon Ball, yet after the year 41 of the sacred calendar, the Namekians were a spacefaring race. Within the depths of space, they stumbled upon a Super Dragon Ball. With their unnatural and uncanny abilities, they were capable of understanding the nature of the Super Dragon Ball and shaved off fragments of the Super Dragon Ball. Once they found a home planet, presumably the original Namek, they used their magic, stones, and statues of a dragon to create their Namekian Dragon Balls and its eternal dragon, Porunga, or simply Porunga. Yet, unlike the Super Dragon Balls, the new Namekian Balls have limits placed upon them for being inferior to the Super set. The eternal dragon Porunga can grant 3 wishes, yet due to this, has even more limitations on his abilities. Though just like the Super Dragon Balls before them, the Namekian Dragon Balls can only be activated if you utter the phrase and the wish in the native Namekian tongue. Also, much like the Super Dragon Balls, the Namekian orbs are in fact a orangish yellow with a red star that faces the user no matter which way they look at it. There's also only 7 of them, just like the Super set. Now we head towards Earth and learn of Kami and the creation of Earth's own set of Dragon Balls. Long ago, once again, there was a calamity on Namek which led to the nameless Namekian child to be sent to Earth. While on Earth, he was able to become the god of Earth. However, with evil still in his heart, he couldn't take the position just yet. Using his unnatural abilities, he split himself into 2 beings, Kami for good and King Piccolo, which was evil. Kami, along with Mr. Popo, create the first set of Earth's Dragon Balls. Mr. Popo designed the dragon, while Kami created the orbs and empowered the statue to become the eternal dragon of Earth, Shenron. Shenron can only grant 1 wish, however he has no limits to what he can grant so long as it does not exceed the power of Kami. Thus he can bring you back as many times as necessary, yet he cannot be used to defeat or kill powerful opponents, which are more powerful than Kami is himself. Though these were not the permanent status of Earth's Dragon Balls. For an age 767 in the month of May, Dende was recruited to recreate Earth's Dragon Balls after Kami fused with Piccolo Jr. and caused the Earth set to once again go dormant. Here, Dende states it would take him about 100 days to make a new set of Dragon Balls. However, he can do it instantly if they have the original stone orbs and a dragon statue at the ready. Luckily, however, our heroes in fact do have those at the ready. Dende states that he will give Shenron the ability to grant 3 wishes, much like Porunga, though Piccolo contests that if it can only resurrect 1 person at a time, it is useless to them. Dende reveals he can alter their functions to allow that to occur, though in making such a wish, it would reduce the amount of wishes from 3 to 2 at most. And now we learn of Monaito of Cereal and the Cerealian Dragon Balls. Some point before the Dragon Ball series existed a Namekian culture on planet Cereal, which lived side by side with the Cerealians. Monaito, the apparent elder, has a set of 2 Dragon Balls the size of marbles. These Dragon Balls are as powerful as any other set, with the dragon being Taranbo this time around. Taranbo reveals he can unveil the potential of anyone, yet not outside of their current full potential. Yet Taranbo can instead grant wishes to be the most powerful by folding in the potential years of power from their current lifespan into their current body and shortening their lifespan to a fraction of what it would have been. Outside of this, not much is known about the limitations of Taranbo and his wish-granting abilities. And now let us get into some dragon lore since we've covered the history of the Dragon Balls. First, Super Shenron, or Zalama himself for the English readers, is the eternal dragon god of the Super Dragon Balls created in the year 41 of the sacred calendar. This dragon is the most powerful in the series, capable of granting any wish without limitations or consent of another being. Super Shenron's wish-granting ability even supersedes the erase ability of the Omni Kings, also known as Zeno, as he was used to even bring back all prior erased universes. Zamasu even used these wish orbs to steal Goku's body, and later on for future Zamasu to wish for immortality. These wishing planets are hard to find, being split into 2 universes, and for good reason, as it's apparent they do not turn to stone for the reason as well. Another counter, however, is that Super Shenron only speaks in the language of the gods, and must be spoken to in the language of the gods as well to have a wish granted by him. Porunga, the dragon god of Namek, a Namekian knockoff from the Super Dragon Balls, is capable of granting 3 wishes to anyone who wishes in his presence. Much like Super Shenron, Porunga only responds to specific language. Although he speaks in common tongue, to wish upon Porunga, you must be able to speak your wish in Namekian to the dragon. Porunga, unlike Super Shenron, has some of these limitations, which are 1. You must speak Namekian. 2. Must be innate for 1 Namekian year, which is 130 days. Cannot resurrect more than 1 person, and it cannot defeat beings which are stronger than the acting creator or elder in charge of him. Porunga is shown, however, to be able to undo divine fusions with a wish, showing he can alter a person's being with their consent. Now we return to Earth with Old Shenron, the eternal dragon of Earth. This almighty wishing dragon, which seems to be a knockoff of the Namekian wishing orbs, Old Shenron was under Kami's creation, and his design was in fact made by Mr. Popo. He is capable of granting any wish you could think of, as long as it is not to defeat or kill anyone who was stronger than his creator Kami. Capable of repeat resurrections, his only real downside was the fact he only granted you 1 wish, and after that wish was granted, he'd become innate for 1 Earth year. Old Shenron can even resurrect people from other worlds' afterlives on other planets. Though, whenever he is killed, the manner in which he was killed will be reflected onto his true form, the dragon statue made by Mr. Popo. Though not to be confused by the new Shenron, Dende's eternal dragon of Earth. Kami's absence shown a need for Dragon Balls during the Cell Games of May, age 767. Dende volunteered to modify them to allow for greater resurrections, however unknown to everyone, that was not enough. Now New Shenron can only resurrect people once, even if it was not him who had resurrected them. Overall, New Shenron becomes slightly less powerful in some key areas for a long while. New Shenron, when asked to alter 17 and 18 and turn them back into normal humans, answered with a no, as he did not have their consent, although only due to the fact that their powers were both strange and beyond his own power. Though he is able to remove things from them without their consent, as it does not alter their power, nature, or their being. New Shenron is also capable of saving wishes. If you do not wish to use all of his wishes, New Shenron will go into a dormant state for 4 months, and he will become active again, allowing you to then complete your final wishes. Though by doing this, he will then go dormant for a year after the final wish. New Shenron's full dormant period has not changed, still needing a full Earth year to replenish his wish-granting capabilities. Dende reveals during Dragon Ball Super Superhero that he can further upgrade his dragon, which is something Kami had no concept of being able to do. This further increases in ability, now lets Shenron release a person's full innate potential, allowing them to reach the potential unleashed state. Now we dive into the lore and the facts. Dragon Balls are not indestructible objects as some may believe. In fact, they can be edited and even destroyed. While they are in their active state, they feel like a natural hard resin which can be drilled into or have holes poked into it. While inactive, it is assumed to be just as durable as the stone that makes it up. This is confirmed in Dragon Ball's manga along with Toriyama's interviews. Roshi drilled a fastener into his Dragon Ball. Yajirobe punctured a Dragon Ball to form it into a necklace. Piccolo stakes to Gotenks that if one Dragon Ball were to be destroyed, then all the Dragon Balls are rendered useless. Dragon Balls can be passed to a new Namekian who succeeds them in their position as Elder, though while it is currently unknown if the status is required or not to make Dragon Balls, what is actually qualified to make them so far is that they have to be of the Dragon Clan. Initially, Dragon Balls were created to be used as a reward for bold warriors so that they may celebrate their deeds, and were never meant to be used for selfish reasons. This is supported by all the current creators of Dragon Balls and their elders who have made them. Kami made his for those on Earth who struggled and needed hope. Mori stated that the Dragon Balls were for bold warriors who sought them out in times of need. Monaito explains that the Dragon Balls were meant to be used as a reward to celebrate brave Namekian warriors. Now let's break away from the canon side of things and dive into the non-canon of Dragon Ball. First, Dragon Ball Legends introduced the Omnificence Crystal, a powerful wish-granting crystal which is in lore said to have been a prototype to the Super Dragon Balls. So long as this crystal has energy within it, it can grant any wish in any amount until it runs out of said energy. Dragon Ball GT introduced a new set of Dragon Balls called the Black Star Dragon Balls. These balls were created by the nameless Namekian and are more powerful versions of Earth's Dragon Balls. So powerful that no matter what planet they're on, if you wish on them, they will scatter the reaches of the universe, and in 1 year's time, that planet will be destroyed. However, this destruction can be prevented if you scour the universe and bring the set back to the planet before its destruction. Black Star Dragon Balls summon a eternal dragon, which looks just like Shenron, although he is red. This dragon is Ultimate Shenron. Continuing on with Dragon Ball GT, it introduced a further concept which alters the lore of the Earth's Dragon Balls. Every wish made with the Dragon Balls created both positive and negative energy. The negative energy would be retained by the Dragon Balls and released over years of time that they were expected to lie dormant. Yet when they became overused in the series, the negative energy could not escape quickly enough, which leads to the cracking of the Dragon Balls and the release of Black Smoke Shenron. After eating the balls and spitting them out, they become 7 powerful dragons which are based on key wishes throughout the series. These dragons must be defeated to collect their Dragon Balls, and when one dragon takes a ball from themselves, they become even stronger than they were before. In a slight breakaway from GT, Dragon Ball Heroes, a Japanese card game which gets a promotional anime and manga, shows us a new twisted concept based around some of GT's lore. Here we have an evil mind-controlled Dende which has made a new set of Dark Dragon Balls. They summon an evil Shenron who looks like an evil Purunga named Dark Shenron. Dark Shenron, of course, can grant wishes as per the normal, yet will also fight on the behalf of his summoner while they wait for him to complete their wish. Mecha Kabura also holds absolute power and control over Dark Shenron, as Dark Shenron cannot directly go against Mecha Kabura's power. Yet you can wish for a bypass to his power, though it only works if you're close enough in range to Dark Shenron. Dark Dragon Balls produce enough minus energy to instantly corrupt themselves and form the 7 Shadow Dragons from Dragon Ball GT, yet they appear far more evil and bear the marks of a demon god. Dark Dragon Balls can also disperse through time and space, unlike other wishing orbs, and even merge into a host to empower them far more than what would normally be possible. Yet this is all non-canon material, which either heavily contradicts what we've seen in the primary source, the manga, and the currently is not how the Dragon Balls operate at all within the official sequel, the Dragon Ball Super Manga. Now, I'd like to do a quick overview of some conflicts I'd like to mention when it comes to Dragon Ball GT. The nameless Namekian could not have created his own set of Dragon Balls, as King Piccolo in Dragon Ball learned of Dragon Balls from Pilaf and his gang. King Piccolo is also in awe of seeing Shenron, yet why would he be in awe if he had pre-existing knowledge of a Dragon Balls and the dragon which comes a part of them? Not to mention that Mr. Popo also designed Shenron, which means that nameless Namekian would have had to have a different dragon to create it, as he was not yet Kami. Another point of contention is the corruption of Earth's Dragon Balls. While yes, they do get misused within the series, Earth's Dragon Balls have granted far less known wishes than the Namekian set, which can grant 3 wishes from the very get-go. Yet they only get Shadow Dragons on Earth and not on Namek. Not to mention the fact that Shenron has been recreated twice. Once after King Piccolo destroyed him, and once by Dende, which changed their very nature and rules, in turn making them basically a new set of Dragon Balls. Even if we say they retain their old minus energy, why would Dende not have purified them while he conducted the ritual to recreate Shenron? I would like to mention some issues with Heroes and Legends lore, though I doubt anyone is really confused on them being non-canon material and having no impact on the lore at all, so I will be ending the video here. If you think I've missed something, gotten something wrong, or have any questions, then please comment below. If you've enjoyed this video examining the Dragon Balls, then please consider hitting that like button, subscribing, and even hitting the alert button so you will be notified of future content. Consider viewing my prior longer video if you enjoyed this one. It's going to be probably the only one of its kind. And this is Cross signing off.